So after weeks and weeks of hearing about the Chainsaw Man Church, we were all curious on what is this organization, how does this operate, and how does it look? And now we are finally are able to see how this Chainsaw Man Church actually looks. And this is a damn cult. This church is a cult, and you can just see it throughout this whole chapter. And Denji did the right thing by running away towards the end. But in the beginning of the chapter, we see how Denji finally arrives at the headquarters of the Chainsaw Man Church, and he is just amazed that the fact that this church is actually a tall building that has a picture or a statue attached to the building of the head of the Chainsaw Man. And we see that the swordsman hybrid is explaining that this building was originally belonged to some cults, but the Chainsaw Man members were able to absorb all the cult and took over the building and vanquished the evil. Now, at this moment, that sentence alone just kind of gives you an eyebrow, because what do he mean by that? Because does he mean that he actually made those previous cult members who owned the building reverted to their religion? Or did they actually just decided to actually eliminate them? So that's just a huge question. I do believe that they actually kind of reverted to the Chainsaw Man Church ritual or religion, because he did stated that this church actually saved hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people later on in this chapter. And we see that Denji, he doesn't really care for all of that details and anything else. All he's worrying about is the opportunity to clap some cheeks, because he is desperate. This boy Denji is thirsty as a guy who's stuck in a desert. This man wants some booty. So, of course, Denji, as he is just worrying about it, the hybrid swordsman is just like, look, we got to give you this tour of how this church is and how everything operates. And then you can get that opportunity to clap some cheeks. So, of course, we see a guy who kind of looks someone familiar, because he looks identical to Nobini. And then actually, when he named himself and gave his identity, he has the same last name. And if you put two to two together, there are brothers and sisters. So we finally are able to meet the little brother of Nobini, and his name is Nobana. So while doing this tour, Denji actually sees that most of the members, or all of the members of this church, are actually students. And then this is where we get the explanation, where my brain just kind of hurt with the explanations on why they didn't have an adult. But I do believe that how it just translate, because based on what we got is that the adult mental capacity are diminished because of the American ultraviolet ray weapon in the Japan air. So that's how come the students are the ones who forming the church altogether, which means that I do believe that there's something going on, which means that the adults, they don't have the power to actually fund or fear the devil that they're worshiping. So it's more easy to recruit students who have a very simple mind. And that's just pretty much what I'm just gathering here. I don't know. This sentence just really just threw me off. But it's just, of course, when you read the sentence, it's, of course, it's a lie, because remember, they're trying to recruit Denji. He is the Chainsaw Man. So, of course, throughout this whole chapter, you could just try to figure out, like, okay, they're telling a whole bunch of lies, but they're also kind of trying to tell some truths to it in a way, because at the end of the day, they want to recruit Denji. They want to recruit the Chainsaw Man into their cult. So, of course, they're going to have to say some ridiculous, bogus lie. And so, with that sentence, I just really do believe that it's more easier for students to actually believe and fear and be sacrificed for the devil, like the Chainsaw Man, or any devil that's doing the operations, who's in the control of the Chainsaw Man of Church. But of course, they also blame it on the Americans for doing that. And throughout the couple of pages in the chapter, we do see that the swordsman hybrid just keeps saying that America sucks. Of course, stinky ass, raggedy ass America. So of course, like, he's just pretty much is just dissing America at this moment, which was kind of just really funny. So, of course, when Denji goes into the tour, he sees that this is the Chainsaw Man wedding chapel. As Denji's just like, well, where's my opportunity to beat some cheeks? So then the tour guy is explaining, saying that, yeah, you can beat some cheeks, but you also have to marry, which caught off Denji off guard because he's just like, wait a minute, no one ain't talking about no marriage. He was like, I'm not the married type. I'm just a guy who just wants a girlfriend, who wants to beat some cheeks any time of the day and just eat some good food and just play with some dogs. That's pretty much it. And here we just see that Denji, he is saying like, yo, your church is not really a church. Your church is kind of like a cult because y'all forcing people to get married. Because what happened if it screws somebody? But then we see that the swordsman hybrid is just like, so what? What happened if one person actually gets messed up? We have hundreds and hundreds of people where the church actually benefited and actually saved people. And so he was just like, so what's the big deal? So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with just, doing how we normally do, which Denji's just like, nah, bro, like this is wrong. Like forcing people to get married and stuff like that. Nah, that's not my thing. So before things starts to escalate in a whole nother level, we see another return character, and it is happens to be the Flamethrower hybrid, as he made his appearance, and now we finally are able to get his name, which I'm just too lazy to repeat it. So anyways, he was just being weird and creepy because he just picked Denji's nose, and that was just disgusting because we didn't even know what his fingers has been. And then there he trying to have a conversation with Denji, and Denji's not feeling it because a stranger goes on ahead and pick your nose. Just very weird. So anyway, so he goes on ahead and he says, wait a minute, how come the Chainsaw Man hasn't been fighting devils lately? As Denji slipped up and he said, well, maybe he will come back if a big bad devil tours up Tokyo. And he says, besides, Tokyo will be fine without the Chainsaw Man. It has devil hunters plus Aza, where this is where the Flamethrower hybrid was just being on his creepy mode, and now we see what he's kind of up to or what he's planning, because you just got to give him the side eye, because he says, oh, Aza, are you guys friends? Well, I guess she has been on TV lately, that cute dumb girl. She is a good catch. And then he says, does that means we have to kill Aza to bring back the Chainsaw Man? And then he just gives this creepy smile as Denji is just looking stunned and shocked. And then we see that on one side, it says on the right side, has a peaceful, wonderful life, friends, family, and your pets. On the left side, the one thing is to start that the transformation into the Chainsaw Man. So Denji is just freaked out and he's just like, look, I'm out of this crazy place. And Denji just hauled ass and he just dipped. And then we see the Flamethrower as he says, enjoy your normal life as you can. And the chapter just ends. And so this is just very, very weird and very, very scary at this moment, because now that we know that the Chainsaw Man of church is actually a cult and someone is running behind this, and this could be the Justice Devil. A lot of people suspect that the Justice Devil is behind the church because this is something that the Justice Devil will do, or it could be multiple other devils. That's who is the head organization of this, because we all know that something is going to be up. Something is going to be cooking between Chainsaw Man, Denji, with Aza, and the whole Notre Dame thing. So something is, just cooking at this moment. And it's just very much very weird. But other than that, let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this chapter. What's your thought process? What's your ideas, theories, or anything else? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man, and hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out here. Peace.